Sandy says read, and welcome to the channel. This evening we are going to do a quick review and discussion of At the Beginning of Yesterday by Tiffiny Rose Allen. This is a poetry chapbook, and as you can see right here, it has won the Literary Titan Book Award. And I can tell you, it was well deserved. I enjoyed this poetry chapbook very much. Other housekeeping thing do we need to talk about? Please, as we're going along through here, if you like one of these poems that I share with you, give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel. While you're here, please subscribe. Please welcome your friends to subscribe too, because you guys have got a goal. And boy, is it taking a little while to get to the goal. We're getting there, but it's taking a little while. So there you go. That's enough housekeeping. Yeah, let's dive into this. You guys, I so enjoyed At the Beginning of Yesterday. Not only was this a chapbook of like just pretty and lovely poetry, but it was formatted in a pretty and lovely way as well. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. Is this bookmark in a place it needs to be? Can I move that? Okay, I can move that. I do have notes. This is going to keep us on track. Let's start with the specs, okay? The specs are At the Beginning of Yesterday. This was published in partnership with Indie Earth Books in 2023. It is 52 pages. As I mentioned, it won the Literary Titan Book Award. And I picked this up from Tiffany's table at the Sunshine State Book Festival back in January, okay? And she does have it available in a hardcover edition as well, but I'm cheap and I bought the paperback version instead of the hardcover version. So there you go. All right. I want to mention to you guys, I just finished doing a live stream and just dove right into doing this review. And during that live stream, I mentioned that I very much appreciate poetry that evokes a sense of loveliness. I don't think I phrased it that way, but I like poetry that takes me out of my present moment. I like poetry and books that take me out of the real world and just set me somewhere else. I like to be taken out of reality a lot. I like to get out of the real world, away from the craziness and politics and war and strife. I like to get away from that when I'm reading and just be taken to another world, taken to something else. And this poetry chapbook had plenty of moments where I was just transported to a pleasant moment, something pretty. There were mentions of gardens and flowers and pretty things and reflectiveness, okay? Reflection. There were moments in this poetry chapbook that were lovely and nice and made me go, huh, yeah. Okay. Let us begin. I should see if I've got outcome. Page 35. Page 30. Hold, please, guys. Okay, page 35. There's one on page 35 called Sea Glass. And I hope I'm not trouncing all over Tiffany's copyright by just reading a couple of these poems for you, but I'm going to read a couple of these poems for you. There are two specifically that I'm going to read for you because I want you to understand just the flavor and the loveliness happening in here, okay? This one is called Sea Glass. And it says, it goes, do not be discouraged if your anger consumes you suddenly. Do not be discouraged for your expression showing forth. You see, we are the earth, and just as the sky rains and thunders, just as the oceans roar, our emotions are allowed to flow. To be that calm and resolved stereotypical spiritual highlight of a personality is to void out the human experience. To be spiritual, we must flow, and to flow is to go through the emotions. As the sea accepts glass bottles tossed over from ships, it shapes and polishes and molds the pieces according to their journey. And just as the other shells and stones are tumbled and ushered to the shoreline, the glass is accepted amongst the lot and acknowledged as part of the sea. Let your tears fall, dear. You're not forsaken for feeling. Isn't that lovely? I felt that one, okay? As I was reading that, I'm like, I I fully believe, and I have said many times, humans are supposed to have emotions. We're supposed to feel stuff. Okay. I don't know how many of you all out there know, I used to take antidepressants and anti-anxiety medications. Okay. And back in 2020, was it 2021? I decided, screw this. And it's 2020 because it was during COVID. I decided, screw this. I'm done with this crap. And I got off of Facebook. I yeeted that from my life, and I weaned myself off of the anxiety and depressive medications. I weaned myself off of it, and things are a whole lot better, you guys. But I can feel emotions again. Okay. If something moves me and I need to cry about it, I'm going to cry about it. If something upsets me and I feel some rage, I'm going to rage for a little bit. If something is lovely and beautiful and it just moves me, I'm going to feel that movement. I'm going to be excited about stuff. I'm going to laugh out loud. I'm going to feel emotions because humans are supposed to feel emotions. And when I read Sea Glass, I'm like, yes, Tiffiny, I'm with you. You're speaking to my soul. I like poetry that speaks to my soul. There you go. Okay, then let's see, page 37. So right smack in the middle of this thing, the next poem it's called Moths. And there's a second Moths 2. There's a second Moths poem at the back of the chat book that I'm not going to read for you. I want you guys to experience it yourselves. But this one, let me read this one for you. It has a touch of, there's 2 stanzas and there's like a stream of consciousness aspect to it. See, let me show you. There's like a stream of consciousness aspect to it. See how we have, we have stanza, and then the stream. I'm doing that backwards on the camera. Sorry, guys. I'm exhausted. Okay, my brain is not with us. Moths. It would seem that everywhere I go, I see moths, and I don't know why. I keep having dreams that I'm walking around the streets of somewhere else. I keep seeing moths at every corner that I turn. I keep sensing that it is always yesterday and somehow I am here. It's interesting because moths don't make me think about you. But whenever I remember that moths don't make me think about you, it makes me think about you. And it's funny how that works, right? Because in realizing that I'm not thinking about you, it makes me think about you. And it seems like everywhere I look and everywhere I go, I see the numbers that I would see whenever I was with you. I see the address of that building where I met you for the first time whenever you stepped off that fucking bus. And sometimes I wonder what would have happened if you wouldn't have stepped off that bus and if you wouldn't have gotten on the bus in the first place. And I think, what would have happened? And then I also think that I still would have felt very small, and I still would have felt very caged, and I still would have felt very inadequate, and I still would have felt so inadequate. And it's in a very different way now. It's in a very different way now. And I know that I've grown, and I know that I've gotten better. And now it seems everywhere I look, I see moths. And so many people see moths as a negative or bad or horrible. And I'm not really sure what I see moths as, but I know that they are drawn to the light. And it doesn't matter if it is a flame or if it is a lamp, if it is a natural or artificial. The moth will always go towards the light. The moth will always take the chance of finding something beautiful. Moths mean change, and they mean transformation, and they mean something different and something new, and maybe it's a new beginning. I've been trying so hard to work on a new beginning, something that will flow smoothly and well. I want it to go well, but still, it would seem everywhere I go, I see moths. I freaking love that poem. That is amazing. It's amazing and great. I love that. And I love that she included in there that the moths are attracted to light. Where is it? But I know that they are drawn to the light. That line is amazing because everywhere she goes, she's seeing moths because they are attracted to her light. She is the light. She has inner light and they're attracted to her. And I think the poem, she's figuring that out. And when you read Moths too, it's lovely. There you go, you guys. Okay. Now, I mentioned to you that the poetry itself, the poems were lovely. I enjoyed them, but I also enjoyed the formatting. Okay. You can see the front cover of this is just beautiful, right? Look at the flowers. It's lovely. There's flowers on the back cover as well. It's just a lovely presentation. And inside is a lovely presentation as well. The the font, the way it's set up, the formatting of it is easy to read, easy to follow, and there are flowers on each poem. Each poem has a black and white flower on the page, and that illustration, that flower appearing on each page causes what's the word I'm looking for? It causes art to happen. You guys, if I could think, it causes art to happen. Look at that. It's lovely. It's nice. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a nicely formatted book, a nice presentation, good stuff. And even you guys, even at the beginning of it, where's the moth picture? There's even a moth picture on a flower, right? I enjoyed it greatly. You guys, I can highly recommend At the Beginning of Yesterday, a poetry chapbook by Tiffiny Rose Allen. I will put a link to where you can find it in the drop-down box below so that you guys can go out and find this chapbook as well. It was just very pleasing. It was lovely. It was nice. I'm glad that I picked it up when I was at the festival. That's it. We're done. Thumbs up for gorgeous, wonderful poetry. Please subscribe to the channel. And